had not checked her old post office box in years. Not since her father passed away. Not since the small apartment she'd grown up in had been emptied and sold. The box had been his idea, a way to keep little secrets safe, somewhere letters could wait quietly until someone needed them. On a rainy afternoon, when the world outside her window felt heavy and her thoughts wouldn't stop turning over themselves, Clara found herself walking through the drizzle to the tiny post office at the end of Elm Street. She didn't know what she expected. Probably nothing. Maybe just the comfort of opening a dusty metal door that once brought her birthday cards and postcards from places she'd never been. When she turned the key, a single envelope sat there waiting, pale blue and slightly worn at the edges. There was no return address, only her name in handwriting she didn't recognize. Inside was a folded piece of paper that smelled faintly of old books and lavender. The letter began simply, "If you're reading this, you've found something that was meant for you." Clara's hands trembled as she read on. The words weren't about her exactly. They were about loss, about feeling like you're walking through a world too loud for a quiet heart, about carrying sadness like an extra coat you never asked for. The writer, someone named Ely, wrote about nights spent awake, listening to rain, wondering if strangers might be carrying the same invisible weight. "If you ever find this," Eli wrote, "I hope you'll remember that nothing lasts forever. Not even the hardest nights. And if you need to, write back. Tell me your story. Maybe healing can pass through words we don't say out loud." There was no address, only the post office box number. Clara pressed the paper to her chest, feeling tears she hadn't planned on spilling that day. She sat on the small wooden bench outside the post office for a long time, listening to the rain tapping on the metal roof, the city humming just beyond the puddles. When she finally stood up, she bought a single sheet of paper and a plain envelope from the counter inside. She sat there, her pen hovering over the page, heart racing with something like hope. She wrote about her father's laughter echoing in empty rooms, about the silence that came after, about how she had stopped believing people understood. She wrote about how this letter, left by someone she'd never met, felt like a hand reaching out in the dark. She signed only her name, slipped the letter into the box where she'd found Eli. Maybe he would never find it. Maybe no one would ever read it. But Clara felt lighter anyway, as if by leaving her words behind, she'd left a piece of her sorrow there too, tucked away in a dusty metal box where maybe one day a stranger would find it and heal a little bit too. As she stepped back into the rain, Clara pulled her coat tight around her shoulders. But inside she felt warm for the first time in a long while. Warmed by words that found her when she needed them most.